my dear students. How are you? I hope all are good. Welcome back to another class. Today, let we start English chapter number 12, The Norwood Builder. There seems to be no interesting cases anymore. Watson Sherlock Holmes said to me, London isn't interesting now. Sherlock Holmes sat back in his chair. He picked up his newspaper. He was just going to start reading when there was a loud ring on the doorbell. ठीक है ना, जो शेरलॉक होम्स थे वो अपनी चेयर पे बैठे, आराम में कुर्सी पे बैठे न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने के लिए उन्होंने शुरू ही किया था कि तभी उनकी डोरबेल बजती है. आई हियर्ड मिस्टर वुडसन ओपन द डोर. शी वाज द लेडी हु कुक्ड एंड क्लीन्ड फॉर अस. ठीक है. Somebody ran into the house very quickly. He opened our door and sat in front of us. I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes, he cried. I must talk to you. Now I can't wait. I feel very panicky. I am John Hector MacFarlane. You must help me. The police is coming to arrest me. So why do the police want you? Asked Holmes. They think I killed a man called Jonas Oldacre who lived at Lord Norwood. उन्होंने कहा कि पुलिस तुम्हारे पीछे क्यों पड़ी हुई है. तो वो व्यक्ति कहता है कि पुलिस को लगता है कि एक व्यक्ति है जिसका नाम है जोनस, उसको मैंने मारा है. ठीक है. So our visitor picked up the newspaper and started reading it. Everybody in Lower Norwood knows the name of Mr. Jonas Oldacre, the builder. He is 62 years old and is not married. He lives at Deep Ten House in Sydenham Road. He has few friends and doesn't like meeting people. He made a lot of money as a builder when he was young man, but he doesn't work anymore. So he still keeps a lot of wood at the back of his house. Last night at about 12 o'clock, a lot of that wood caught fire or someone set fire to it. It was infeasible to stop it burning. At first it seemed like an ordinary fire, but then someone noticed that the owner of the house wasn't there. They found that he had not slept in his bed. In one room, there were some important papers on the table, and it looked as if someone had been fighting there. A stick was found on the floor, and also a little blood. The police knew that Mr. Oldacre had a visitor last night, and they think the stick belongs to him. He's a lawyer, and his name is Hector MacFarlane. Suddenly, a doorbell rang again. The door opened, and our friend Lestrade, the detective from Scotland Yard, came in. MacFarlane stood up. His face was white. Holmes asked Lestrade and MacFarlane to sit. Then he asked Mr. MacFarlane to tell us exactly what had happened. Mr. MacFarlane began. Yesterday morning, I knew nothing about Mr. Oldacre except his name. He used to be a friend of my mother and father, but he's not anymore. So I was very surprised when he came to my office yesterday. He had his will and he said that he wanted me to make a proper copy of it for him. So he wanted me to have all his money when he was dead. He told me that as he had no children of his own, he wanted me to have the money because he used to know my father. So, of course, I thanked him for his great kindness. When I had finished, he asked me to go to his house that night to see some more important papers. The last thing he said was, please don't tell your mother and father. I want this to be a surprise for them. I reached at 9:30 when I saw Mr. Oldacre. So, said Sherlock Holmes, who opened the door for you? An old woman. I think she worked for Mr. Oldacre, replied Mr. MacFarlane. So, and was it she who told Mr. Oldacre that you had arrived? Asked Holmes. Yes, it was, he replied. Then she took me into a room where I ate some food, and then Mr. Oldacre took me to his bedroom. There was a strong cupboard in the room, and he took a lot of papers from it. So, we worked on them till 11:30. ठीक है. So Mr. Oldacre told me I would better leave quietly through the back door because the old woman was asleep. So when I was leaving, I couldn't find my stick, but Mr. Oldacre said that doesn't matter, my boy. You can collect it another day. I hope you are going to visit me very often from now on. It's very clear to me, said Lestrade. When McFarlane knew that he would get Mr. Oldacre's money, he went to Norwood and killed him. Then he burned the dead body with the wood. Too simple, said Holmes. McFarlane is not a fool, and it would be very foolish to kill a man on exactly the same day that he had made his will. So it would also be silly to exterminate Mr. Oldacre when his servant knew who was in the house. Another thing, why should he burn the body so carefully, but be careless and leave his stick behind in the room? Holmes started to put on his coat. I am going to Blackheath, he said. It was quite late when my friend returned from Blackheath, and I could see that he was not happy. I found out that Oldacre was a very malicious man. Indeed, I spoke to Mr. McFarlane's mother. She was very angry and afraid. She told me that many years ago, Oldacre wanted to marry her. She would not become his wife. This made him angry. On the day of Mrs. McFarlane's marriage to her present husband, he gave her a copy of her photograph, which he had cut into small pieces. He also sent a letter saying that he hated her and her new husband. So I discovered nothing else at Blackheath. So I went to Norwood. I found that Oldacre had not got as much money at the bank as people said he had. I don't think that killing him would make McFarlane a rich man. Then I spoke to the old woman, Oldacre's servant. I think she knows something, but she wouldn't tell me very much. Next, Holmes told me that Oldacre had been paying money to our Mr. Cornelius. This was the reason that he had so little money at the bank himself. When I got up next morning, Sherlock Holmes was reading the morning newspapers. There was a letter from Norwood on the table. So it said, "Come to Norwood soon. I have discovered a new fact. I'm sure now that McFarlane killed Oldacre." Lestrade. When we arrived at Oldacre House, Lestrade was waiting for us. He looked very pleased with himself. He led us into the hall. This is where McFarlane must have come to get his hat after he killed Oldacre. He said, "Now look here." He pointed to a mark on the wall. It was a mark of a finger, and it was the color of blood. "This is the mark of Mr. McFarlane's finger." Okay, so said Lestrade, he showed us a piece of paper on it. There was another mark exactly the same as the one on the wall. Mr. McFarlane had made it in prison that morning. "This is the end of the case," said Lestrade arrogantly. "Yes, it is, I agree." "Yes, it is," said Holmes in a strange voice. I looked at him. I was surprised to see that he looked very happy. "Who discovers this mark?" asked Holmes. "Mr. Oldacre's servant, the old woman. She found it this morning." "You are sure that the mark was there yesterday?" said Holmes. Mr. Holmes said, "Lestrade, how do you think that McFarlane could get out of prison to come here and make the mark?" Then Holmes said, "I'm sure the mark was not there yesterday. I looked very carefully and now I must go. I'm a busy man," said Lestrade. "So, well, there is one important person in this case that you haven't spoken to," said Holmes. "Really, who can you show me this person?" said Lestrade in a very surprised voice. "Yes, I think I can," said Holmes. "But I shall need some help. How many policemen are there here?" "3," said Lestrade. "Or are they strong men with good loud voices?" asked Holmes. "Yes, they are, but I don't see how their voices can help us." "You will soon see," said Holmes. "Now please ask one policeman to bring some old newspapers." So there are a lot in the hall. The other two must bring buckets of water. The policeman brought the things, and all 6 of us went up to the top of the house. The policeman was smiling, and Lestrade still thought that Holmes was mad. I did not know what my friend was going to do. Sherlock Holmes walked to the end of the passage and carefully put the newspapers on the floor. Then he said to me, "Watson, please open the window. They'll set fire to these newspapers." I did what he asked and the papers were started to burn. Next, Holmes said, now I want you all to shout fire with me as loudly as you can. 1, 2, 3, fire. We all shouted. Again cried Holmes, fire again, fire. We shouted very loudly indeed. Suddenly, the wall at the end of the passage opened just like a door. An ugly little man ran out like a rabbit coming out of its hole. Very good, said Holmes. Watson put some water on the fire. Then he said to Lestrade, this is Mr. Jonas Oldecker. Lestrade couldn't believe it at first. He said, where have you been for the last 2 days? Oldecker laughed, but he was clearly afraid of Lestrade. I haven't hurt anymore, he said. You haven't hurt anymore, repeated Lestrade angrily. Because of you, Mr. Oldecker, Mr. MacFarlane is in prison. We thought he had killed you. He was in danger of being hanged. I only did it for a joke, said Oldecker. You are not going to play any more jokes now, said Lestrade. He told the policeman to take Oldecker away. How did you know that he was here? Asked Lestrade. So, I thought he must be hiding somewhere in the house. Holmes replied, I found that this passage was shorter than the one underneath it. So then it was clear to me where he was. So that was clever, said Lestrade, but what made you think that he was in the house? Okay, so the finger marks in Holmes, I knew that it was not there yesterday because I looked. So it must have been put there last night. But MacFarlane was in prison. How was it done? कि कैसे हुआ कि वो जेल में पहुंच गए? I think you will find that when Oldecker and MacFarlane were working on the papers, they used a lot of red wax to close the envelopes, said Holmes. I think Oldecker asked MacFarlane to put his finger on the wax to make it sure that the envelopes closed properly. Okay, so that would make a clear mark on the wax. Later, Oldecker used some more wax to put the mark on the wall. He probably used a little blood from his own finger. Wonderful, said Lestrade. Wonderful, but why did he do all these things, Mr. Holmes? Oldecker hated Oldecker hated MacFarlane's mother because she once refused to marry him. You didn't know that, Lestrade, because you never visited Blackheath. Oldecker is a very nasty and dangerous man. He waited for many years for a chance to make Mrs. MacFarlane unhappy. He wanted to make the police hang her son, and at the same time he wanted to get some money. So get some money, how? Asked Lestrade. The paper we looked at showed that Oldecker had troubles with his money, said Holmes. I think he wanted to disappear and scare from the people he owed money to. So he paid a lot of money to this Mr. Cornelius, but I don't think there is a man with that name. I think Oldecker was going to change his own name to Cornelius after he disappeared. This will give Mr. MacFarlane a reason for killing him, and the fire meant that there was no need for a dead body. So after a time, people would forget Jonas Oldecker. Mr. Cornelius, of course, would live in a different part of England or another country. So it was a clever plan of a nasty man. But now, Mr. Lestrade, let's go and ask him 1 or 2 more questions. We went down to the room where the policemen were keeping Jonas Oldecker. When he saw, he said once again, I only did it for a gag. I didn't want to hurt dear. Mr. MacFarlane, I don't think anymore will believe that, said Lestrade. I think we'll have to go to prison, Mr. Oldecker. And I think the police will take all Mr. Cornelius's money too, Holmes added. So Oldecker looked at Holmes and said in a very angry voice, I will kill you, Sherlock Holmes. Holmes smiled and said, you are not the first man who has said that to me. पहले व्यक्ति नहीं हो जिसने ये चीज मुझे बोली है, I will kill you. But I think you are going to be too busy in prison to do anything for the next few years. Before you go, I have a query for you. What did you burn with the wood to make the police doctor think that a human body might have been burned? What? Was it a dead dog? Or perhaps some rabbit? Oldecker sat, still in angry silence. Holmes laughed and said, he doesn't want to tell us, Watson. Well, it isn't imperative. If you ever write the story of Norwood Builder, you can say that it was rabbit. So dear students, this chapter is in here. I hope you all are very well understand full chapter. So we will meet you the next class. Thank you everyone.